Welcome in, Shift family. Thank you guys so much for being here. For those of you that have been here for the longest time, I love y'all. For those of you guys who are here for the first time, my name's Shifter. This is my mom. And we're going to be talking about what trauma,
Yeah,
relationship stuff.
today's gonna be a deep dive into traditions, trauma, and transformation, and we're gonna talk a little bit about how our upbringing actually affects our adulthood a little bit. It's gonna get a little personal.
There's no way our upbringing can affect our childhood. There's no way.
I think one of the things I like about doing these streams with you is that we can give people who are listening a couple of actual practical things to take away from today's talk to better their life.
We're going to better your life.
We are going to.
I'm over here.
Hi guys, seeing all the chat here.
The mic settings. Creatureology, welcome in. Jenna Marmar, guys, we already started with a gifted sub, or not a gifted sub, but I think wait, I saw something. Did Marmar? I saw something. Hold up, we have a first time chat up in here. KZ, Zedin. Guys, can we drop a purple heart in chat for K, please? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Welcome into the Shift live stream. As Mama Jess would say, the Shift show, or the Shift show.
The Shift show.
It's the Shift show. But no, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. Drop a purple heart in chat for K. We're gonna get started here today. Just thank you, Mama. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you guys.
I'm gonna put my glasses on, my little old lady glasses, because I can't see anything. I've got my notes in front of me. I'm excited. This is my last stream with you until I go back to England next week.
It's already so soon. It happens.
Oh, it is soon. It's been nice though.
It has been nice.
It's really healing to be able to be a mother and have that talk with your kid. Be able to talk about these things. It's very, very healing. So
we're gonna find out here soon. We're gonna find out here shortly.
This stream today is going to be a little heavier. You know, I back in England, I do relationship coaching, and so I do this work with my husband, and we talk about helping people heal their lives to have amazing relationships. So we're kind of bringing that to the stream because you talk a lot about mental health, and I know from the work I do that trauma and our traditions and experiences that we experience growing up actually affects our mental health and our relationships, not just romantically, but even friendships and family. So everything we talk about today will be hopefully able to better your life. We're going to give you a couple of things you can do to instantly start to heal from, that buzzword trauma. We hear it all the time. Like trauma. What is trauma? Yeah, I mean, trauma is it's a big word, but I want to give everybody like a definition from my perspective, because I think, like, what do you think trauma is from what you've experienced and heard online and through the things you've done in life?
I would say trauma is a reflection on just past difficulties, past situations you've gone through. And look at that, Marmar with the gifted sub. Thank you so much, Marmar. I appreciate you more than you know. Right, look at that, right to K. Okay, there goes your gifted sub.
That's beautiful. Yes, we're on live on Twitch and on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, we're on Twitch right now. If you're hearing
come
a bunch
through
of
to Twitch,
yeah,
we're also live on YouTube as well. But yeah, no, I think trauma is just a reflection of the things that we've been through, and I think it's a way for us to put a label on the things that we've been through, and just a way to identify it and a way to.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is we get trauma mixed up. We think that to have trauma, you have to have gone through something super intense, and where it's like major sexual abuse, and I'm not saying those things aren't trauma, but it's trauma is what happens inside of us, not what happens to us necessarily. So for example, like two kids can grow up in the same house and have very different experience. So like the parents are still the same parents, but one child experiences trauma and the other doesn't. It's because, we go through experience that's either overwhelming for us, it's too painful to deal with. So we start to pack it in, and it becomes a trauma. It can be a little t trauma. It could be as small as, my little too close. It could be as little as having someone make fun of you as a child, or it could be as big as feeling abandoned. There's a lot of different versions of trauma. And your childhood doesn't have to be bad for you to have those certain experiences to deeply affect your relationships. And I think that's one of the big things that I see when I work with people is they think, well, hey, I got a good childhood. My parents were okay. They didn't, beat me or, so I think some of those things, even if your emotions are ignored or you feel like you weren't heard or seen, it can become a trauma. So that's a
Yeah,
big
and
one.
I
So,
think yeah, just like what you said with trauma and being like, I think it's a comparison thing.
oh yeah, a
A
lot of
lot
people
of
do that.
people will compare trauma or say that they've, like just like you mentioned, like I might have had a good the grass might seem greener on the other side of the fence.
Always does when you're
And
looking young, especially as a kid,
yeah,
teenager. You're like, oh, that they got better clothes, they've got parents that are nicer to them, or they've got more money, whatever it is. Um, I think we're gonna go into traditions a little bit and talk about family. And I know I'm your mom, so please feel free to be honest. Okay.
it's about to get serious,
You
y'all.
read,
If
you
she
read.
if she starts with, I don't know exactly what she has lined up right now. She's got a bunch of notes, but
I do have some questions, and I think what's one family tradition for you, Shifter, that's had a big impact on how you view the world today, whether it's positive or negative. Something that you grew up, a tradition that was just something that was inbred into you. I know you have to take a moment to think about that, but it's had a big impact on you.
hmm, as far as tradition, I think like growing up, we tried our best to have like a family dynamic and like, eating supper together, doing things together. We all had, uh, whether it was my sports and I, or whether it was, like we all had our different activities, but we all somehow tried to stay like incorporated together, and doing things together as a family, and like actually celebrating holidays. And I think that it gave me a perspective of just like, appreciating, trying to appreciate people's times, and like, with me being a father now, and being able to just kind of like, it's the way I view the world, and like wanting to just bond and connect with people.
Yeah, if you could say if there was something you would want to leave behind that you learned growing up, you don't want to take that into your life as a father, what would that thing be that you would want to leave behind? I know it's a hard question.
The things that I would want to leave behind,
Yeah, something. If there was one thing that you learned, experienced growing up that you never want to bring into your life as a parent, what would it be?
even if I already brought it into my life.
Yeah, even if you wanted to eliminate it.
I think it's just the, growing up there was a lot of arguing, and yelling and fighting, just arguments. I think that, it's interesting because, I used to be very loud and yell, and I've kind of hit this point in my life where like it takes a lot for me to like raise my voice and yell.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I heard you raise your voice.
It's
That's just not part of who you are anymore at all.
Yeah, and it's like it almost triggers me when people scream or get loud, and yell and shout, and I think we can all just talk.
Is that sort of like an unspoken rule for you? Like when you enter into a new relationship someday, God willing, that you're gonna look for someone who doesn't have that,
Yeah.
you know, person. There's some people who just naturally are loud. They scream, they're loud voices. That's how they deal with conflict, right?
Yeah, and it's okay to be loud, and to get loud, and but I think it's just in a way that's degrading,
For you, it
in
doesn't feel
in
good.
a way that can make someone else feel less, in a way that can make someone else feel more little, I guess. Like, so that was a big thing for me, in my past relationship. um, so much yelling and arguing, and just in a lot of my relationships, whether it was friends, family.
Yeah, I feel that. There's the same for me too. And I know now I'm married to my husband Taff for the last 7 years. And one of the things we talked about before we got married is we were just not going to have a household that yells. And you know Taff. He's a
Hey,
very
look at who you just spoke him into existence. He just fought. This is our activity feed.
Hey, we've got Coach Taff here.
We've got
He's there.
Coach Taff, guys. Shifter fam, drop a purple heart
That's my husband.
for Taff. We got Hubby. Hubby is here, Taff. Thank you so much for being here.
You call him the original mind shifter. He's been your
mindset,
mentor.
He's the real the real mindset shifter, yo.
Well, one of the things I would love for you that are listening, if you're here in the Twitch stream or even on YouTube, drop a comment. Have you heard of attachment styles? You've heard of that, right? An attachment style is basically how you attach to your caregiver growing up and how you sought love with them. And I think, so do you recognize your attachment style, audience? I'll mention what the four are. We're not going to get super deep into it, but I think it's really important because this has a lot to do with how we show up today based on how we grew up. And there's four main attachment styles, and they're simply, like I said, patterns that you learned in childhood in relationships and how people give and receive love. So the first one is secure. Okay, that's like the best. And by the way, you can change your attachment style. This is so powerful. And so secure is when we feel safe being close to others, and we also feel safe being on our own. It's like a good balance. I need you, but I don't I survive without you. It's fine. We're good.
Yeah.
The second one is anxious attachment style.
Deadbolt with the resub. Deadbolt, thank you so much, bro. I hope you're doing well. Shout out to Deadbolt, guys.
Got people joining in.
Got the resub for the 3 months. Thank you so much. You guys are those of you guys now tuning in, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are live on Twitch as well. If you're over on YouTube, come through, come say hi. I want to hear your criminal. We'll play criminal later, brother. I got you. But to everyone here, thank you so much. My name's Shifter. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm here with Mama Dukes. We're talking about relationships, trauma, traditions, past, the past.
Healing your future.
Everyone loves talking about the past, right?
Let's talk about. Yeah,
everyone
loves talking about the past and love.
Everybody loves talking about the past.
Guys, I'm telling you, your past affects how he's showing up. So the second attachment style is anxious attachment, and that's when we crave closeness with someone, but we fear being abandoned so much, or that we're not enough. So we start to overthink, and we need constant reassurance. Like, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? It's like anxious constantly. No matter what happens, we're like always feeling that. So if you are listening, tell me what attachment style you are. So secure. Second one is anxious, and then the third is avoidant. Now this shows up. This is very interesting when closeness feels overwhelming, and so you sort of like run away. You want to withdraw. You're like, okay, this is getting a little too heavy for me.
How many of you guys in chat have ever had someone that ghosted you?
Okay.
Or where like things are going well and then they just disappear, or they. I think we've all been through that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the avoidant attached style.
No, that's like anxious. That's anxious. Oh, that's avoidant. That's avoidant. So that's when the person that kind of like wants to ghost you, but they see like everything seems fine, but when it starts getting a little heavy or too much, they fear. They kind of shut down and they run away. They can physically, literally run away, or they just stop. They just stop showing up.
I'm in a different. I'm gone, y'all. Peace out.
Those are the people who have never had. Okay, there are people who've never had someone ghost them. Someone asked, Mr. Deadbolt. That there are people who have never experienced it. It's really difficult because people don't realize that sometimes being ignored can hurt just as much as being yelled at. Shifter, what's your attachment style? We have one left, but what are you feeling when you hear these descriptions?
I would definitely say avoidant and
yeah. Well, there's the last one.
What's the last one?
Well, I like to call this one disorganized. Because it's kind of a mix. It's kind of a swing between avoidant and anxious. And it's like we're mixed up. Like we sort of want to hold on. We're super jealous, but we're also scared. So we tend to run away. We're a little crazy. We're all over the place. I shouldn't say crazy. That's not a good word to use, but we're not feeling, we're sort of all over the place. So it's a tough, can we have several attachment styles or a combination of them? That's a really good question. Absolutely. You can be a mix of them and you can change. Your attachment style can change depending on what you're experiencing in life. And I know when my husband and I got married, we both were a little bit of a mix. Anxious attachment was a big one for us. We had a lot of jealousy and fear and clinginess and codependency. And so we've worked towards being secure. It's been incredible. But
I think like I definitely might another one of, it's like after listing all of them, I'm all for. No, I think for me, a big one too is like that getting that reassurance and
Constantly.
constantly, like, like, you sure you love me, you sure like you're still happy, you still want to
Yeah.
be with me, right? Like, I've been there before. Let's read really quick what a couple people. Jenna said she's anxious. Debo said there are people that have never had someone ghost them. What? No way. Jenna says she's definitely been ghosted. She's
Coach
the
Tass says
one
anxious avoidant.
anxious and avoidant. Tav. Can we have Kay says, can we have several attachment styles?
Yes.
Yes, I think, like I said,
Kind of move in between them.
you could have all four of them.
You can kind of move through them depending on what's going on in your life at the moment. This is really good. Okay, so we've got Marmar says
Avoidant and a little anxious. Marmar said mostly secured attachment, but became a bit avoidant.
well, let's
A lot of avoidancy in here, including myself.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think avoidant is like the safer one, that it's nicer. Move towards me. Can we see you on the camera? It's not. Like I said, it can hurt when someone ghosts you or doesn't talk to you or runs away from you. So I want to give people a few ways to start to move. Oh, hey, we just got some people coming in. Got some joining the movement. I just saw one.
We got knee. It's always going to be at the top right here, activity feed. We got knee with the follow. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Shifter live stream. I'm here with my mom today. We're talking about relationships, past, trauma, traditions, mental health, everything, guys. We got everything here, damn it.
This is my last stream with you till I go back to England. So
Mom's going back to England, going back.
So this is the last one. So
thank you so much for doing these, by the way. They've been a lot of fun, and I've had it's been a lot of I'm just really thankful and glad I'm able to do this with you. It means a lot.
I do too. It's amazing. I want to give people a couple of takeaways, like when you're listening to this today, because I know we don't have a lot of time, and I want to 3 things that you can do to start to work through some of these like traditions and trauma that you may have experienced. And the first one, I want you to realize that you don't have to be fully healed before you get into a relationship. Okay, you just have to be on the journey. There's no such thing as someone who is perfectly healed and never going to experience any issues from what they've experienced growing up. So the first thing is to embrace your vulnerability. I know you've talked a lot about this, getting out of your comfort zone, that fear of looking silly, stupid, dumb, people are going to make fun of you, getting out of your comfort zone. And I think, how is being vulnerable for you and with your audience impacted your healing journey? This is really, really important because you've been on this shifter journey for how long now?
We've been doing shifter over 3 years now. It's been just a little over 3 years, yeah.
And you've gotten very vulnerable. And for people who don't know, when you first started this movement, you didn't even expose your face for, was it like the first year and a half?
Yeah.
And taking the mask off, literally, the helmet, as someone who rode the motorcycle, it was a lot of vulnerability in that. So how has that impacted, your own healing journey, being able to actually be vulnerable?
Well, I think, I actually believe that like being vulnerable is a key factor to when it comes to connecting with others. It doesn't matter what you do in life. Like if you can allow yourself to become vulnerable. Now, like here's the thing is like people will say that when I am vulnerable that it like that's when I get hurt. But like I think it's just being vulnerable with yourself and being honest and real and authentic with yourself, because being vulnerable, like I said, like with the shifter movement, like it's almost been like a diary for me this last 3 years. My content, the music, everything is like a diary. It's like a note, for note to self. And
about almost 1 million people on different platforms following your personal journey and diary.
I mean, we're not quite at 1 million, but
views and interaction. I think that's the important thing.
We've reached millions and millions of people.
So that is difficult because I think we all are really scared to show up and be vulnerable. But you're right, we can't actually create those deep relationships. I like this quote here. I think showing our vulnerability shows strength. And it's true. And anytime you are being yourself and someone rejects that, that is sort of a natural cleansing. Like, let them go. They're not the right person for you. If you show up and you're really being your truest self and your best self, and someone is, doesn't love that or like that, that's probably a sign that person's not good for you to have in your life. And I mean, obviously, unless you're hurting someone or doing something bad for yourself, we're not talking about that, but we're talking about if you're really trying to be your truest self. I think that's important.
Well, I mean, like, who here in chat, and this is something that I dealt with a lot, and this is what caused me to like, I think, like, Shifter was birthed and created from the ashes, essentially.
Yeah, definitely.
It was almost to the point to where, like, I didn't have a safe zone around me in my life to be vulnerable. And so
you almost created a persona.
This is like I created my own, and like I did create a persona. I
With
literally
the mask, yeah.
I viewed Shifter as like I didn't view him as myself. Like, it was me and Shifter. It was always like me and Shifter. And that's why, like, there's a couple of reasons why I have the username IAMSHYFTER, but it was almost like a delusion. And it was like I am Shifter. Like, I
had
am
to kind
Shifter,
of almost like
but it's
combine
almost,
those
but Shifter's like,
personalities.
like, just laughing. But another reason why I chose the name IAMSHYFTER was essentially because I believe that everyone can create some type of alter ego. And when you read my username, you're calling yourself Shifter. When you say the words I am Shifter, you are subliminally telling yourself that you are Shifter. Really quick, Chelsea said, "Hey, Mama Shift, so glad to hear your wisdom heading into a meeting. But gotta go to see everyone. I'm coming to the Saturday performance. Guys, we are performing live on Saturday. Really quick, Chelsea, if you're still here, we'll be going live around 4:30ish, 5ish time.
I'll be there.
Guys, we have our first live performance as an artist, Shift Music. It's all fun and games. I've been saying this for like a year now to Rose and to everybody, but like, it's all fun and games until Shift blows up, becomes a pop star. It's all fun and games. It's all eye rolls. It's all whatever. It's all sides. It's all
you can't hide when it's live. It's all real.
Yeah, so I'm really nervous about that. If anyone's in Minnesota or anyone wants to fly down this Saturday, come through to Minneapolis. Amazing. I'd love to see everyone there.
We've got a good comment here. I think this is good. Talking about vulnerability. Marin says, I completely agree, but I've also seen vulnerability being used manipulatively.
Ooh.
And this is so important.
That's a good one.
It is true, but we don't want to build walls. We want to build doors. Okay. So if you think about your life, if you put walls up, you're never going to let the good in either. We want to build doors around our life and give only certain people keys. And when that person, when you're vulnerable with someone and they betray your trust, you steal that key back from them. They don't get the key anymore. So when you build walls, you're gonna block out the good and the bad. So being protective, yes, I do agree. A lot of us have faced a lot of trauma from the past, and we end up becoming so protective that we actually protect ourselves from what's good as well.
Oh, damn!
It's really
those walls that we put up could actually protect us from what's good for us.
Yeah, it's huge. I want to talk about another way we can start to heal from trauma, and you have done really good at this. Is redefining the story that you were born into. It's not about rewriting it sometimes. Sometimes you can't change what's happened to you, right? It's part of your story, but you can redefine it. So we can look at the same event in a different way. So, talking about changing the narrative about what we went through and changing our perspective on it. So if you could rewrite one part of your story, what would it be and why? Like looking back and going, oh, I wish I didn't have, this happened. Or instead saying, I went through that and it actually taught me resilience. It taught me, like, even for you growing up without a strong father connection, you could either look and be super bitter and angry about it, or you could say, that's inspired me to show up and become the best father I possibly can be. So it's about redefining that story. So is there something that you've been through?
Like the biggest thing for me was, this biggest thing that I've been able to use like as like a fuel for my fire in this movement and this journey, other than like some of the mental health stuff that we've done, is like that relationship with Rose and wanting to be the best father and just genuinely wanting to be close with the girls and my kids, was because I felt this absence of being close with my father growing up. I felt this absence. I think a lot of us, there's a shout out to all the dads
And moms,
and moms out there, everybody.
all of us, yeah,
Um,
done it.
and then there's some of us grow up with no parents. Some of us don't have moms. Some of us, you know,
I mean,
but
I didn't have any parents starting at age 15. My mother passed away, and my dad wasn't there, and
I mean,
I helped raise my little sister.
imagine this. You're pregnant. You're young and pregnant. Your firstborn, and right before a legend was born, like your mom passed away. How many months before? And do you mind sharing? I mean, I've told people, I think, but you were pretty young when you had me.
Yeah, I turned 16 years old 2 days before you were born.
Everyone says, like, I don't believe this is my mom. Like, Kay says, love mama's voice, by the way, but I don't think she's your mom. She's look young enough to be your sister. Um,
It,
well,
it's true. I was 16. I turned 16 2 days before you were born. And then you were born, and it was a journey that I was not prepared for. What 16-year-old is, let's be honest. I mean, a lot of 26-year-olds aren't. But being a mother now for 33 years almost, you're going to be. Birthday's coming up. Shifter movement anniversary is coming
guys, we got
up.
shifter. August is a big month.
August 31st.
Those of you guys that are here right now, August is a big month for us. We got shifter movement coming through. Spooky Pookie, where the hell have you been? All month. We've been doing these live streams all month, every Wednesday. No, I'm just playing. I'm not playing, but I'm just playing about being upset. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I think it's redefining her story. I could have said, "Oh, my mom died. I had a baby young. This is horrible." But I pursued. I like really worked hard and went to college as a single mom and struggled. And I remember had to do night classes. I took business, and it was really tough. It was really tough in coming home and feeding you guys, and it was it was difficult. But that journey actually built resilience in me, and I learned how to do a lot of things on my own. And yes, that also kind of became a trauma because when I learned I didn't need to be that person that did everything by myself, it took me a little time to let that wall back down. But it also gave me a lot of resilience and courage.
Yeah,
Things. So
a lot of growth from that.
absolutely,
And I think
absolutely.
that's the key thing too, is understanding that I'm actually going to be, after we get done with this live stream, I'm going to be posting on socials. It's been a few days since I've posted, but I talk about, there's an analogy of like, that I use in this post that I showed you last night, where I
Oh, it's
say like,
powerful. Yeah.
rock bottom can become the foundation, and it's almost like that rock bottom that you went through became the foundation of where you grew from.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that's like it doesn't, foundation doesn't mean the trees and the beauty. It just means this is where you start from. This is where you're this is the dirt.
So
This is
sometimes when like life is so dark, it's when we are able to witness and view the light much easier. And I know for me, going through a divorce and many years ago, and I was on that process of faith, I became a Muslim. It was actually during a time when I felt like everything was crumbling around me, and faith kind of became a light for me. And I think we were talking about maybe doing a stream on faith because it's a little controversial. But it doesn't matter what faith you are, where you seek solace or connection with the Creator. But for me, it was like a massive light in a dark time for me. And I think for a lot of people, we have those lights and we don't see them. That only when we're in that dark pit, like you call the abyss.
the abyss.
The abyss, the
The
light
abyss.
is bright.
Yeah, no, and I agree 1,000%. Is that it's usually, you ask a bunch of people when they found their faith, it's usually during times of trial.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
usually during when was a moment where you truly like found faith, or you truly
Yeah.
found yourself, or you truly
Found peace or whatever you're
peace,
looking for. It's
and
that thing,
it's typically bred and created from
the darkest moments.
the abyss.
We have a good comment here. I want to read it. Marin says, one experience changed me almost overnight. It threw me into an unhealthy survival mode of hyper independence. I spent years finding my way back to a bit more balance, but I'm still on that path. I hear you. I'm there as well. I don't know if I talked about last stream, but when I first married my husband, I was so independent. I remember we were at the grocery store and I wanted to buy some blueberries, but he lived in England at the time and I was in America. We were in a long distance marriage. And I didn't have my card wasn't working in England. So I was like, oh, I'll put the blueberries back. He goes, why aren't you putting those in the cart? I'm like, oh, my card doesn't work here yet. I haven't talked to my bank. And he looked at me and said, put the blueberries in the cart and don't ever ask me again. It's okay.
You better put them damn blueberries in the cart.
He did. But anyways, it was a good wake up call for me. I want to talk about the third way that you can start to heal from some of your past, and this is a big one. And we just mentioned it earlier, but it's Coach Staff, as I remember that. And anytime I want something, by the way, in my marriage, and I'm afraid to ask for it because that hyper independence comes up, like I can't afford this, I'm not going to pay for it. He'll look at me and he'll just say, "Put the blueberries in the cart." Even if it's something I want, it's something small, big, just put the blueberries in the cart, Victoria. It's okay. So the third one is building healthy boundaries, and that is setting boundaries for your emotional being. And I want to ask you, Mr. Shifter, what is one boundary that you have set that has made a big difference in your life? I would love for people to share because I think it's important. You've gone through such a transformation and so much hardship in the last few years. But is there a boundary that you have set, whether it's with yourself or others, that has made a massive change in your life for the better?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that there's a new boundary that I have as of the last few months, but it's really protecting the peace inside this house, inside this home. Um,
This is really your first home, not being with your family or being in a relationship. Like this is your first home.
this is my first official like big boy place, and
Yeah. Not living with a partner or living with mom and dad.
friends, family, partner, and so like I am so strict. It's like it's even just like if your energy is not right, you're not coming in here. It'll be like what the heck, like I'll be like, no, like try, like I'm not mad, I'm not gonna stay mad at you, you can come back tomorrow, come back tomorrow, like
But today, goodbye.
but today, like nope, it's not happening. I will protect the energy with my life in this house, and it's even if my energy is not right, like I think it's just I'm gonna prevent what energy I'm around inside of my home, protect myself, my family, Valentine, you, my girls, and it goes for everybody. It's just cheers from Norway.
We got a first time chat on Twitch.
We got K Gemma.
Hey, we've got people here we have people from Germany, America, the United Kingdom, and Norway
UK,
in this chat.
dang, we are global
people,
right now.
We're global.
Welcome in, guys.
We are global.
Let's drop a purple heart. Jen already dropped a purple heart, but we have a first time chat. Shift family, let's drop a purple heart.
We've got a couple comments too. Yes, the living room looks different behind us because they're arranging. They're rearranging, so it's gonna look different. Probably even next week.
It's gonna look different. Valentine brought the bookshelf into her room.
Yeah.
But we're gonna pimp it out.
Got some good comments here.
Spooky said, Shifter taught me to stop people pleasing and allowing myself to stick to my boundaries despite if I make people upset, which I always struggle with. Spooky, I miss you, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you're putting yourself first. And I always told Spooky, here's the one thing is like I have no doubt in my heart I could make one phone call and Spooky will be there to show up. She will ride for me. She will ride if whoever's friends with Spooky that she will ride for. But I always told Spooky like, is it the same energy for yourself? Showing up, and would you show up and ride for yourself? Would you show up and be there to have your own back? So
we have a couple other comments here. This is a good one. I no longer emotionally regulate other people. They need to learn to do it themselves. Ooh. This is really powerful.
That's a big one, especially as Shifter. Sorry to cut you off. As Shifter doing this, and here's the thing: is it's one thing I've learned as becoming a public figure is the amount of people that reach out to me.
There's a lot. Yeah, I've seen your inbox,
and it's like
finger snaps.
I've had to take a step back in the amount of engagement that I do, not because I don't want to, but because it was literally draining me to the point of like extreme mental exhaustion. So thank you for saying that. Yeah, people need to learn to regulate on their own, and it's we should always be there for one another.
Yeah, absolutely. One more here. As one more comment I want to say. Coach Taff says one of his boundaries is spending more time with myself, just contemplating with coffee. how many of us actually forget to
Ooh.
spend time with ourselves? And I'm not talking like taking a shower, doom scrolling. I'm thinking like literally writing, reading, going on a nature walk, like having a cup of coffee, like just literally spending time with your brain. Sometimes that we
I
want to
need to
shut
do
off.
that, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough to do. I think that's really, really good. I'm 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 really, the thing is that to understand is that the healthiest people that go into relationships are not people who don't have wounds from their past. It's those people who they know how to navigate them. They know that they're there, number one, and they know how to ask and communicate to other people what they need. And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't need to mean to be, you have to be like, I'm all healed. Matter of fact, you might get in a relationship and
Manners.
say, I'm a jealous person. I'm working on that.
So
So
you're saying is like, is it, because here's the thing is, I think like a lot of people think like I have to, or I have to be fixed, but it's like, there's a difference between a broken person who hasn't worked on healing and self-regulating, and then a difference between a person. So what you're saying is you can be broken, you can have problems, and still be in a healthy relationship.
yeah, I think you have to be in repair mode. If you're not aware, the first step of repairing is being aware. Second part is admitting that you need to change something about yourself, and no one else is going to change it. You can't heal my trauma. By the way, trauma is generational, guys. We pass it on to those around us, whether we like it or not, because we learn a behavior or a certain belief system, and we unconsciously give it to our kids.
I heard this quote one time, and it was like, the baggage that you don't deal with is the baggage your kids have to pick up for you,
Yeah,
essentially.
it's very true. And I've noticed you and Valentine have done a lot of healing from some of the trauma. I've done a lot of healing from my trauma, my mother's trauma. And I mean, the reason why I'm a relationship coach is because I watched every relationship in my life crumble. I watched abuse, I watched yelling and screaming, and love was so unhealthy. And when I finally found real healthy love, I was so inspired by it. I'm like, I want to teach the world this. And you and I have talked about this before, even for you, my relationship with Taff, who's technically your stepfather. I mean, I know you're an adult man, but it's the first healthy marriage you've ever really witnessed.
No, 100%.
You
So
know,
it's been a very pleasant experience to like see you go through, what we went through our childhood, and the relationship you had with me growing up, and my stepfather, um compared to what you have right now. It's night and day, of just like the uh
it's
just the
huge.
healthiness behind it. Even like, um I'm sure you guys have your problems and your own, setbacks and moments, but the way you guys have navigated it and still found a way to show up and stay strong, and at least exert that energy. um,
Yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as a healthy couple who doesn't have conflict. It doesn't exist, guys. I trust me. I've coached hundreds of Muslim couples and other people around the world. People have conflict. Healthy couples do. You have to learn how to understand what's beneath the conflict. Like, where's that coming from? What traditions are coming? Where's that coming from? And if you grew up with traditions that you absolutely cannot stand, rewrite the way you want to live your life. Change that tradition. Create a new tradition. Do you have new traditions with Rose that you? I mean, what would you say is one of your traditions with
Ooh.
her, even if it's small, that you maybe didn't experience growing up that you do with her,
um I
or even
think,
ever?
so a new tradition. Well, I mean, obviously riding. There's riding with Rose, but like I think like, I don't know if we have any like new major traditions. I would, I think it's really just like, it's us, like, it's like our YouTube nights together, our bonding,
You have a
like,
lot of quality time.
or like, I don't care if it's midnight, and she will attest to this. I don't care if it's 1 o'clock in the morning. If I haven't gotten my 15 minutes or 30 minutes of gaming or YouTube, or I don't care what it is, but like doing something that I know she actually like really enjoys. Like, it's that's a boundary of mine. Every day, every single night, we have to connect in some way.
It's beautiful. Coach Taff says behavior is modeled to us, so we don't necessarily question it. Things start to go wrong. Yes. Okay, someone's asking if you're going to play your new song, Criminal.
Are you playing Criminal? Yes, we have. Is the music? How is the music level in the background? It's really low. I hope it's not taking anything away from our voice.
Tradition, time to blast Taylor Swift. Yeah.
Time to blast Taylor Swift.
Well,
T Swift.
One of the traditions I noticed that between you and your sister that I passed on to you is, and maybe it's slightly a trauma response, is like completely being a clean freak.
Oh,
like you have to feel in control
yeah.
all the time, and like when the house is clean, life is okay, right?
Yes, I'm a for sure a clean freak.
Yeah, and I think that's partially could be a good tradition, but also can also be a little bit of an anxiety ridden tradition. Would you say?
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah. So it's been one of those situations that we got the cube. The cube is coming. It's one
ADHD.
of those, that's okay. It's one of those things that, you know, some of those things can be really helpful and some of those things can be really difficult, but it's just about noticing it. Like, could you be in a relationship with someone who's super messy?
Oh,
would that be difficult?
It'd be very difficult.
Like they trashed the house and didn't know.
Yeah, and like, and here the thing is, like, it's not saying you don't have to be a clean freak, but like being clean in general, it's like, you know, I'm a clean guy. Like, look at this baby face, okay? This baby face, you know, it's yeah, taking care of your, like I said, like, this is my safe zone. This is my palace, and I need to take care of it.
I think that it is a really, you know, like I said, it's a really good thing to be aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it. And I think I'm just reading through the comments here. I don't obsess over cleanliness, but outer order really supports my inner calm. You sound like my husband. That's how he is. His idea of outer order is just knowing where everything is, being able to see everything, very visible.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind for him.
I know where everything in mine is, basically.
You're kind of a minimalist.
Oh, I'm definitely.
If you don't need it, it's gone. It's out of the house. Organized
I mean, you're
chaos.
talking to the guy that's been, you know, basically bouncing around home to home the last 2 years, storage units, backpack life.
So maybe when you finally buy that first house, you're just gonna become a hoarder.
No, hell to the nah.
Instead of having one motorcycle.
Mix this up for me.
Yes, I'm going to. I'll mix this up. Is this Hayden's cube, or is this your cube?
That one was my cube.
This is your cube. I think there's
organized chaos. There we go. Anyone a pro at organized chaos? Well, I mean, here's the thing. That's a tradition that's passed on. You were very clean and like, you know, growing up.
Actually, that's how you got things from me. If he wanted something, I'd come home after work. He'd be vacuuming the house, dusting the house. You could smell the pledge, the pine sol, the air freshener. You'd be burning the candles, baking cookies. Be like, "Hey, Mom, it's all done. Can I go out with my friends tonight?" And you would. It was hilarious. It was awesome. Okay, someone says, I didn't see anyone point this out, but you seem to still have that weird static issue that happens every minute or so with the mic. Okay, it doesn't cut out. Is it yours? Maybe it's mine. Could be the cord. We need new cords. Am I just touching it? Here. Yeah, I won't. I'm in a bad position here, touching the cord. Letting us know, Spooky Poo. One more live.
All right, I think that's better.
Is that better?
That should be better.
Is it good? Notice stuff. Okay, no worries. I'm just like, thank you for letting us know.
Jenna, you gotta let me know. Jenna's like, I noticed. Listen, guys, if I've got something in my teeth, if I've got a booger hanging out, like, y'all better let me know right away. Steve's okay. I'm just messing with you, Jenna.
Okay.
But I'm also not messing around.
So, guys, take these tips we talked about today and try to live your best life. You know, I think a lot of people, they go through divorce and they go through relationships and breakups and they go work on this stuff later. Don't wait. You know, after they have kids. You know, and later in life. Like for me, later in life, I had to learn it. So there's a spider in your hair.
There's a spider. Okay, you know what? Spider movement.
That's a toupee. Is this a toupee? No, we have the exact same color hair. We could tell we're related. We have the exact same color eyes, the exact same color hair. If I were a man, this is what I'd look like, and if you were a woman, this is what you'd look like. Here.
Like
Here
I've
you go.
got the
Here you go.
dent.
Put the glasses on. You be Mama Shift from it. There you go. See? Tell them what you've been calling me, Coach Shakespeare.
Oh yeah, I've been calling her Coach Shakespeare. I wish I had.
Because I use big words, British words.
Let me read these comments.
You can see them better though, can't you? You. Wait, do people know that you actually do wear glasses? You have contacts in.
Yes, I wear contacts.
Yes. Can you see? Coach Chef's asking.
I can see.
Can you see better?
I can see all the haters a lot better now.
Shifter looks like that one dude from Friends or the other Big Bang show Big Bang. Big Bang Theory. Can you actually see better? It's nice, isn't it? It's coming.
No, I'm getting a headache.
It's coming. Just wait. About 40. Eyes are shut down. You see?
I'm gonna get a headache.
Thank you. I'm getting a headache because I can't see. Ooh, there we go. Better. He looks like he's about to tell me my books are due Thursday.
Books are due. Hang on, let me get your glasses one more time.
Library shift. Librarian shift.
Hang on.
Going in for it.
Yeah, I do that. Wait, let me get in here. Sorry. Oh, damn. We're gonna have static issues up the butt. Your books are overdue, okay? Books are late. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay,
That didn't work out as planned. Oh gosh, I'm sorry guys for all the loud microphone noises.
Great.
All right, we should be good.
All right, guys. Runs away with the Archie comments. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you guys for being here.